everyone, welcome back to Bite Size Tea. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the recent conversation that Harry and Meghan surprised everyone with Gayle King, and talking about online smartphones and screens that are damaging to children. I'm going to give you the bullet points as to why I absolutely do believe they are completely lying and unethical. So if you want to join me in this video where we get to the truth, filter out the noise and the gossip, then this is the channel for you. If you want long form videos, head across to my Tea and Therapy where I do elaborate on things a little bit further. But for those of you who don't have the time, these videos are 5 to 10 minutes long. So that being said, as you're still here, go grab your cuppa, sit back, relax as we get into some bite-sized tea. Right, okay, so here are the bullet points of this particular video. Also, if you want to know a little bit more about the body language and behaviour, then I will be doing separate videos on those, but there are a little bits over on Tea and Therapy. But for this one, this is the bullet points of that particular video and why everything that they're saying to me is absolutely hypocritical. So here they are, and I'll see you in a minute.
So here's what I found that was very interesting. In March 24th, 2021, it was reported that Harry involved himself with the Aspen Institute. He became a commissioner for humanitarian misinformation. But just before that is when they sat down with Oprah to do that infamous interview. They knew, they must have known, that they were going to get critiqued because they would know that they were lying on that interview. So then this becomes a lot more calculated and a lot more sinister when you look at the fact that Harry involves himself with that Aspen Institute after this interview. On top of that, he also involves himself in the company Ethic, him and Meghan, which are an unethical investment firm that profit from Facebook, Google, Meta, all of the companies that Harry rally against. So when you look at this as a collective, you start to see the bigger picture that Harry and Meghan are positioning themselves, making it look as if they care, but they actually are trying to control censorship, free speech, because they don't like the negative spin. But I think the biggest thing for me was that they absolutely did this after that Oprah interview. And you read this, and I would suggest that you slow everything down to read it, because it shows that these two are incredibly calculated. And as much as I don't feel that Harry is particularly bright, what's interesting is that he did involve himself with the Aspen Institute. There's been no recent records of anything with him recently, but the fact that it all lined up at the same time tells us that they did this Oprah interview in March. They would have had conversations with the Aspen Institute, that he didn't just pop in just afterwards. He would have had conversations. So he would know that that interview was going to be taking place. So then did he anticipate the backlash? And so involving himself with the Aspen Institute, he positioned himself as a victim so he could change the narrative. Knowing this, it's very hard to argue that this was above board, because where you cannot credibly campaign against a system while financially benefiting from that ecosystem that you're going up against. That's not a moral judgment, that's governance 101. Like it says here, if these were staggered years apart, you could argue growth, evolving views, learning curve, etc. But when they happen in parallel, it suggests coordination of a world view, not coincidence. When you look at all three, Aspen shapes ideas and policy narratives around misinformation, disinformation. Ethic shapes capital flow. They're profiting from the companies that they're going up against. Big tech sits at the center of both of those. That's not activism, that's positioning. This shows how deep this goes. These two, as much as I know that most of us know this, for me, this is almost as near to proof as we can get it. Harry has used his position as a member of the royal family to infiltrate under the guise of we care and we want to help. And this is where Meghan fits into this. So her role is that she's very strategic. She kind of understands that world a bit better than Harry. Well, a lot better than probably than Harry. So she's more comfortable in that sort of corporate culture. She understands branding, optics, narrative control. She knows. And so where Harry falls down, in a sense, she will pick that back up. So whether or not this was her idea, which I do suspect could be part of this, but she's utilized Harry to kind of get in and use that. It almost feels a bit like a Trojan horse. It's like they're using like a safe way to infiltrate and create massive disruption, and people are letting it happen. Like I've put here in my notes, this isn't just about Aspen or ethic in isolation. It's about a reoccurring modern pattern. The moral language, institutional legitimacy, financial insulation, narrative authority. Once you see this pattern, the coincidence stops feeling accidental. They are positioning themselves, and they're doing it using parents' trauma, the guise of wanting to support the harms of children online. But they are like I say, like the Trojan horse. They're infiltrating to censor, I believe, the negative narrative that we're seeing online, the pushback that they've been getting. The worrying thing I feel is that I don't believe that Harry is the one that really created this momentum. You know, when you really look at it, I think that Meghan is probably the instigator, and she has fueled Harry's paranoia of the mainstream media and now probably social media. So when you look at this, it's not that Harry and Meghan criticize misinformation or disinformation. It's that their activism, investments, and institutional alliances all point in the same direction of what they actually want is to stop any negative pushback in the mainstream media or social media that criticizes anything they say, anything they do. And they would more than likely get backing from high profile people who want the same thing, where they want to go about their shady business, so to speak, without being criticized or publicly outed. So this is incredibly dangerous. We're already seeing things like this happening in the UK, and this really does need to be stopped somehow. But let me know what you think, guys.
So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have thoughts and opinions on this? Like I said, if you want long form videos, head across to Tea and Therapy. The link will be at the end of this video. If you want to drop me an email, then the email address is below. And if you want to send me anything or contact me in other ways, I also do have a PO box as well. So if you've enjoyed the video, then please like it. If you haven't subscribed, then please do, because it does help the algorithm and tells YouTube I'm a channel worth keeping. You can also follow me on X, as I'm there, as well as Instagram and TikTok, and also I'm over on Facebook. But yeah, and if you want to treat me to a cup of coffee, you can do. The link is in the description box below, and you can also join up as a member so you don't miss out. You can also join up as a member. So that being said, enjoy the rest of the week, whatever that is, and I will see you in the next video. As always, take care of yourself, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.